Hey, welcome back to the channel. I know enough to be dangerous farm. My name is Rob. Today's video, we're gonna walk around my TYM 574. So let's do it. So we'll start at the back of the TYM 574. I'll show you the badge so you know I'm not lying. It's a 21 hydrostatic T574. Main reason I bought this tractor was the cab and some other functions and the size and everything like that, but we'll go through that. But primarily I was looking for a cab tractor here at the farm, and we were moving here, the house. So we'll start at the back. Normal stuff at the back, and except for that hole in that lower window. I have the piece, and I'll do a video on replacing that. Here's the reservoir, kind of a funny spot for it, but you can easily get to it. But after what happened here was I was York raking, and a rock got caught in between the tines, and then I hit a small stump, and it threw the rock right into that little window. I'm glad it was this window and not this thing. But I've been told this is a lot. If you're paying somebody to replace it, this would be the one to, strangely enough, to replace, because this costs more than that one. But the labor to put this on, you could put this on yourself. You could just buy the window. There's just 4 little bolts there. This one, I had to buy some special tools, and 2 of the dealers in the area wouldn't even touch it because it's such a pain in the butt. But on the fender, there's options for controls, but not with TYM. TYM, if you don't know, makes a bunch of other tractors for other companies. So it did another reason I bought this tractor is it came standard with dual remotes. Those colored zip ties are for the bank mower that you really need to know what hose goes where, and instead of trying to think of every time, I color coded them with colored zip ties. So feel free to use that idea. I have a hydraulic top link that I don't use because it's not practical on all tools, but on a box or a grater blade like this, it would be pretty handy. So next winter I'll be using that. So in another video I put out, I talked about the 3-point hitch grater blade. I'm not going to get into that, but I talked about this lever. This is handy, so you can control the up and down movement of your 3-point. Control the up and down movement of your 3-point arms here, and on this side it also has the controls. And on one of the green tractors, the TYM doesn't make for green tractor, but a higher end tractor, you'd have some controls for electronic controls. But more electronics, more can fail. If I know I sound like an old guy there, but I'd rather have mechanical linkage like this. It's just a cable. It did freeze on me though. I do have a video out about that. This did freeze. This linkage in the 3-point hitch froze. It got 40 degrees, and then that night it got about 10 degrees, and this would not work. So I had to get the salamander and blow heat right into that area, and it's fine now. I have my stuff all lubed up too with fluid film, and it still froze. But concentrating on the hydraulics a little bit more, this one right here, I bought another set of remotes, and you unbolt here, take this stack off, and then you put another one in there. And so I could have 2 regular, because right now it comes with a regular hydraulics and a detent hydraulics, which is just live hydraulic. It's got a sticking point to get it. I don't know, just look it up. That's what it is. And the reason I got the additional regular hydraulics is because that bank mower, to move it back and forth and then up and down, you don't want to be using this detent, because there's a spot in there where it just makes the mower go like this, and that's not good for the mower or the tractor or anything. But anyways, when I get the other one on there, it'd be nice to have some hydraulic controls back here, maybe just relieving pressure, or adjusting, especially like the backhoe that can go on the back of this, to move the hydraulics from back here, which you could this is all linkage, and I've seen guys pull this back and forth before, but if you just had a little lever right here, similar to this, not as big, but just a little lever here, a little more control of your implement when you're hooking it up, because that's the toughest part, is hooking up an implement sometimes, especially a 3-point hitch backhoe. You know, the stuff that's light enough for you to move around yourself, you know, no big deal, especially with a telescopic 3-point hitch arm. This comes out and back, you've seen all that, and then you can adjust the height. This is kind of a cool mechanism. It locks down like that, so when you're driving it doesn't move, and to adjust it you just lift it up and you can just turn it. So that's kind of cool. And then it comes with the center link, and you know, the sway bars, those are really nice too. So that all comes standard. And then this little deal holds your center top link up in here. You just put it in here. But I've noticed you got to be careful because it snaps in. To do this, to get it out, I've hit this glass before, and I know enough. I know enough to be dangerous, but a lot of times when I hurt myself or my equipment, it's being in a rush, and I can see myself doing that. So I wish that was in a little bit different spot. And you can tell that they turn the hydraulics offset a little bit, which is a good idea. So when this raises an implement, it's fine. But just make sure you don't raise an implement without your sway bars attached, because if you raised it over here, you could clip these right off. And what I'm going to do when I do that other set of remotes, I think I still have to have this one on top, but far as the levers, I'll show you in the cab. I'm going to put these two regular ones further out towards the fender, and this one, the control actually works out really close to the seat, so it's not very practical, and I won't use this much, this set right there. That's today's video about the TYM review. So click subscribe and give me some likes, and I'll see you next time on I Know Enough to Be Dangerous Farm. My name's Rob. Take care.